What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Heroes of Crown video. And today, guys, has been a big day for a lot of people. We have the release of a major character, probably the one that a lot of people have been saving their diamonds for, and that is none other than the Monkey King WuKong. So I want to talk today about where he fits on your team, whether number one he's worth pulling for, where his utility lies, where you want to use him, and if he's actually worth spending your diamonds on. So first and foremost, guys, I want to talk about is the lore section. If you guys are not willing to pull for him and you want to skip him for some odd reason, in 4 days you can get one free copy of him through the lore section, so make sure you do that. But for the rest of you that want to pull for him, let's talk about what he's all about, okay? So first off, Monkey King. Animation looks absolutely phenomenal, probably one of my favorites so far, and he's a light unit, so that makes him already a pretty wanted unit. Most light and dark units are the best units in the game. So let's talk a little bit about what he brings to the table, what role he plays on your team, and whether he's worth pulling for. All right, so I'm going to go to the archive, guys, real quick here, and we're going to go into under light. He's going to sit under here, and we're going to talk about all of his kits. So first off, he's an assassin. He has clones which he can create. That's the first time we've experienced this in our version of the game. And of course, he has true damage. Now, true damage, for those who don't know, it already exists. It's damage that penetrates through all defenses and buffs and essentially hits the target no matter what they have on them for a set amount of percentages, which is incredible. It's probably the best damage in the game you can possibly get. So let's look over his rage skill. So first off, Taste My Staff. So this is a single target damage dealing move that does 360% regular damage to a single enemy with a 70% chance to stun, guys. That is nuts for a CC percentage. The only thing higher than this is Valkyrie, but Valkyrie is reliant on the fact that nobody has debuffs on him. This is irrelevant of debuffs or not. Plus, if you add talismans that have CC up, this can almost go up to 100%. So this is a pretty crazy move. But on top of that, if the target's HP is higher than 75%, he does an additional 140% true damage. If the target HP is between 50 to 75%, he does an additional 70%, so half of that, right? So don't worry about it. He does true damage throughout the entire kit, and you'll see that on his second skill, but this is a very OP damage dealing single target move, especially with that high percentage of stun, so he's great for crowd control. Alright, so his second move, which is his single target buff, he actually does makes all of his attacks inflict true damage. So no matter what damage he does, it's all true damage, which is the best damage in the game. Additionally, every attack will first inflict damage equal to 7% of the target's max HP. That is crazy. The extra damage cannot be higher than 5 times an attack. So if you're fighting a tank, this is going to chip away a tank's HP because they have the highest HP, right? So if you're taking 7% of a tank's HP plus the extra damage you're causing, this is going to do a massive amount of damage to tank. So this is going to be, in my opinion, the tank killer move right here. And then the second move here, the Monkey King, of course, is his self buff. He gets 40% HP and 80% attack. That's very similar to all the assassins in the same class. And then lastly, this is the one that's kind of cool. At the beginning of the battle, in this first turn, he summons 2 golden bodies to fight alongside him. Essentially, it's 2 clones, right? The clones have 30% of his HP and attack. The rest of the attributes are identical to WuKong, so speed and everything else matches up. Crit damage, whatever the case may be, it all matches up to his regular stats, which again can be really crazy. When the golden bodies are using race skills, they cannot summon more clones and cannot inherit the effects of talismans, runes, or other similar effects. But they do the stun and stuff, right? So all that stuff does apply, and the true damage does apply. When a golden body dies, though, it applies Divine Hero to the hero with the highest attack. And Divine Power, increases damage by 15%, lasts for 3 rounds, and can stack up to 3 times. So that will stack with other people's Divine Power, which you most likely have in your room, in your kit. So character is, in my opinion, extremely OP. Can play many roles because of his clones. He can play a back assassin unit for strictly damage. He actually is a pretty decent tank because of his clones. He can take quite a bit of damage, and the fact that he can play a pure CC character by single targeting somebody and continuing to stun them, it's incredible. So having Berserk on his talisman is going to be massive, because if you kill somebody, he gets 50% more rage again, and he can continue doing that stun. And also the fact that he can buff you guys with the death of his clones, and his clones are pretty powerful themselves. So overall, guys, a very OP unit. Now, what makes him even better is in places like Tower, Obviously, he can play. He can bring you 2 more bodies to help you get through towers. PvP, obviously, he's going to be a nuisance because you got to deal with him. The only problem with PvP, of course, is the fact that if you have a massive cleave unit team setup, like if your opponent's all cleave, his units will die pretty quickly. But then again, it also powers up the units that have the highest attack on your end, with the clones dying. Where he's really going to shine, in my opinion, is going to be the Endless Abyss, because whenever you kill a target, those clones are going to keep regenerating, right? So this Endless Abyss section here, whenever you kill somebody, especially in the single target section of it here, this is where he's gonna shine. I think he's gonna be able to stun, almost stun lock for the most part, and those 2 clones are gonna just rip people apart. So if you're struggling with the Endless Abyss and you're looking for a way to advance in the Endless Abyss section, WuKong is going to actually drive your team up further the ladder than you've ever seen before. And again, not to mention, he's really, really good because he is a light unit. He doesn't really have any of the tri-elemental weaknesses. And pair him up with someone like Valkyrie or Master Swordsman, and you can probably get a ton of counters and power buffs from him, and they will stack with divine power, right? So there's so much this unit can offer. So my opinion, guys, absolutely pull for him. Like, he is a new unit. Has one of the best kits, in my opinion, for single target units. He's gonna be able to help you in a lot of content, and he should definitely be part of your main team. Whether you want to put him in the mid section, the front section, or the back section, he's gonna shine. He's most likely gonna be the best in the back section because he is an assassin. He will do the most amount of damage for you back there, and he'll survive the most too, right? So keeping him alive will be a priority. But if you build him tanky and buff a little bit with your talismans, you can actually bring him up front and have him and his clones take a lot of damage before the rest of your units finish the people off. So again, I won't be spending money anymore. I will be getting him through my diamonds. There's going to be a 65 recruitment pity here that I have left. I've only pulled 1 and then a 10, so I believe it's an 80 pity right now. Or maybe 75 pity. No. 76 pity? I don't even know. So I think it was an 80 pity. Either way. So he's going to be available to you. Definitely go for him, guys. The other units that are available here are not worth it. The Panda, maybe him, but that's about it. But make sure you first finish off Sun WuKong before you move on to anybody else, because he's going to drive your gameplay a lot further. Again, is he worth it? Absolutely. Should you be spending diamonds on him? Absolutely. If you've been following my videos and I've told you to save your diamonds for Wish recruitments, this is the time it'll shine. So the Super Twins plus him, both elite units to pull for now in our game. There are going to be better units coming down the pipeline eventually, guys, because we are not close to Chinese servers. They've had this game for years. But if you want to know what's going on and what's coming down the pipe, join the Discord. There are a lot of people that talk about it, but there will be better units coming eventually. But for now, this is going to be the best unit in the wild. The other one I'm waiting for is Lord of the Dead, which is going to be a pretty OP unit as well. But I don't know when his release is. He may be next. He may be coming after. But if you're looking for a tankier unit, that's what you want to wait for. But if you're looking for a good hybrid unit that can do a ton of DPS and utility and crowd control, you can't go wrong with the Monkey King. Alright guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk soon.